Hi there and welcome to another video where we discuss leadership issues. And today's issue is, what do you do as a leader or as a manager when an employee has personal problems? And either the employee can come to you and letting you know that they are going through this, or in some situations you look at the employee and you can see that everything is not okay, and so you intervene. So as a leader, it's inevitable that employees will have personal problems here and there. It could be a one-off. A common one, especially if you have a female employee, is the maids. The maid have disappeared, and so they have to take some time off to go take care of the baby. Or it could be recurring. For example, what do you do if you have an employee who has an alcohol problem or an addiction? How do you handle such a situation? And personal problems, they range. It could be family, it could be bad habits, it could be addiction, it could even be finances. So I can guarantee you as a leader that you always, once in a while, you'll have this employee who has a personal issue. And one thing I know for sure is, regardless of the way you handle it, the individual's productivity will be affected. And obviously, if an employee is also not able to give their best, that affects the department, and ultimately that affects the organization. So today's video is to be able to advise you or to share with you my experiences on how to handle this situation. For me, if I were in your shoes, I would say the first step I would take is to give this person time off. Why? This person, they are not going to concentrate, they are not going to focus, they are not at their mental best. So it doesn't matter whether you give them permission or not. This person, they're not being productive. So for it to work for you and for the individual, why don't you ask them to take time off? Now, having asked them to take time off also, I would also advise you, and this is my second point, as a manager or as a leader, you should care enough about what the employee is going through, but don't get emotional to the point of view being attached. So for example, if I use that example of house help, and we know how problematic they can be, don't now be the one, you are the manager, you start calling your village and saying, is Nani so and so working, because one of my staff, the house help has disappeared and I'm trying to see how I can be able to help them. No. For you as a manager or as a leader, your work is to avail resources. Your work is to try and help this person as much as possible, but not getting emotionally attached. I'm sure the staff, they have other support mechanisms that they can be able to help them. So for you, if it means maybe a salary advance, if that's something you can do, why not? If it means asking one of the colleagues to drop the employee home until they get better, or it's even asking the employees that their work will be handled during their absence, that is the match that you should do. The opposite of you caring is where you become attached, you become part of the problem, and you are trying to help the employee find the solution. I don't believe that's the right thing to go about it. Now, my third advice to you is that if it's a recurring problem, then the employee has to find a long-term solution. And here you can support them if it's something that is within your power, or if it's not, you can ask this person to find a solution. And I've seen instances where employer has asked the staff, why don't you take a break? Whenever things are okay, then we can always reabsorb you. So whether it's the employee resigning, or you agree that they might take a time off, maybe unpaid or something like that, or if it's something not as big, ask them to take the 2 weeks break and try to find a permanent solution, because you don't want someone also who's in and out of the office and they're not focused. You want to make sure that this person, whenever they're around, they are able to give their best. So don't ignore, especially if it's a recurring problem. It's to your best interest and to the interest of the employee to find a long-term solution. And this is where communication comes in, and you definitely have to be very candid. Obviously, if it's a big organization, you can have many people stepping in and you can afford to have the staff away. But if you're running a small firm, you just have to be honest and see if you're able to afford them being away, well and good, take care of them. If you're not able to afford them being away and they still have to be away, Then you can give them time off, and then when things are done, they can come back and the replacement can go home. Yeah. So those are the 3 pointers I had for you. As you can see, dealing with people, there's no template. I know you'll be faced with the situation that you don't even have in the HR policy, that you cannot refer to the policy itself. So it does help to know how to treat the situation in advance. So thank you very much for watching. That's all I had for you. Have you had a situation where you've dealt with the employee issues, but you felt that you didn't handle it very well? If you have questions on staff management, on leadership, you can leave a comment, and who knows, my next video I might base it on your question or on your experience, and we can get to discuss and share and learn from each other. So thank you for watching, and as usual, if this is the first time you're watching this video, why don't you subscribe, and you'll be able to share and learn some more. So thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.